1. Niagara Falls, a breathtaking display of nature's raw power. Standing near the edge of Horseshoe Falls, you're surrounded by a constant roar as millions of gallons of water thunder over the cliff every minute. A thick mist rises from the gorge, cool against your skin, and rainbows often arc through the air on sunny days. You can take the Hornblower boat tour that brings you right to the base of the falls. You wear a poncho, but still get soaked as the boat trembles under the waterfall's force. The Skylon Tower offers panoramic views from above, and at night the falls are lit up in changing colors, creating a magical atmosphere. The nearby Niagara Parkway is lined with gardens, sculptures, and views of the gorge, perfect for a walk or bike ride. Two, 1,000 Islands. A surreal world of tiny green islands floating on sparkling blue water. Nestled in the St. Lawrence River, this region has more than 1,800 small islands, each with its own character, some with historic castles, others with just a single cozy cottage. Cruising through the islands by boat feels like stepping into a fairy tale. Secluded coves, pine-covered rocks, and ornate wooden bridges between private islets. The most iconic stop is Bolt Castle, an unfinished love letter built on Hart Island in the early 1900s. In summer, the area is a boater's paradise, and divers love exploring shipwrecks beneath the clear waters. Sunset cruises give you golden reflections of forested islands against the quiet current. Three, Algonquin Provincial Park, a wilderness retreat of lakes, moose, and silence. As you enter Algonquin Park, tall trees form a canopy above winding trails, and the air smells of pine and damp earth. More than 2,400 lakes are scattered through the park, connected by rivers and marshlands. Many visitors paddle across the still waters in canoes, camping on remote islands or lake shores where you'll hear only loons calling and wind rustling leaves. There's a good chance you'll spot wildlife, moose grazing in shallow waters, beavers building dams, or even a black bear in the distance. In the fall, the entire forest turns into a canvas of red, orange, and yellow. The night sky is untouched by light pollution, ideal for stargazing by the campfire. Four, Niagara-on-the-Lake, a romantic European-style town surrounded by vineyards. This quaint town sits along the shores of Lake Ontario, where flower-lined streets, historic brick buildings, and horse-drawn carriages give it a storybook charm. As you stroll Queen Street, you'll find boutique shops, artisanal cafes, and galleries with local art. The pace is slow, and the energy is peaceful. Just outside the town are vineyards and wineries known for producing ice wine, a Canadian specialty. You can join a wine tasting tour, often paired with local cheeses or chocolate, and wander through rolling vineyards. Niagara-on-the-Lake is also home to the Shaw Festival, featuring world-class theater productions in intimate venues. 5. Bruce Peninsula and the Grotto. Uncharted by me. At Bruce Peninsula National Park, limestone cliffs rise above the crystal-clear waters of Georgian Bay. The most famous attraction, the Grotto, is a naturally formed sea cave filled with glowing turquoise water, illuminated by sunlight filtering through underwater openings. To reach the grotto, you'll hike through forests and along cliffs on well-marked trails. Once there, you can climb down into the cave and even swim if you're brave enough to handle the cold water. The water is so clear, you can see the smooth stones beneath your feet. Above the cave, panoramic views stretch across endless blue water, and the white stone cliffs make you feel like you're in the Mediterranean, except surrounded by Canadian wilderness. 6. Manitoulin Island, a spiritual and scenic sanctuary in the heart of Lake Huron. Manitoulin Island is the world's largest freshwater island and a place deeply connected to First Nations culture. Life here is slower, more thoughtful. Rolling hills and winding country roads lead you past small indigenous communities, quiet beaches, and forest trails. You can hike the famous Cup and Saucer Trail, which climbs to breathtaking viewpoints over lakes and forest. Along the way, you'll find signs of ancient history, sacred sites, pictograms, and teachings from the Anishinaabe people. In summer, the island hosts powwows, vibrant festivals with traditional drumming, dancing, and ceremonies that welcome everyone. Swimming in the island's inland lakes, or just sitting by a fire watching the stars, makes you feel truly grounded. 7. Point Pelee National Park, a finger of land stretching into the lake, full of life and migration. Point Pelee is a narrow peninsula that reaches deep into Lake Erie, surrounded by marshes, forests, and beaches. The park is famous for being a stopover point for migrating birds and monarch butterflies in spring and fall. Walking along the marsh boardwalk, you'll see herons, turtles, and dragonflies flitting around. One trail leads to the tip, where land literally disappears into water on both sides, Canada's southernmost mainland point. It's a serene, almost surreal place, especially when the wind blows hard from both directions. The beaches here are wide and quiet, perfect for a calm afternoon by the water. Rent a bike, kayak in the marshes, or just wander with binoculars and a sense of wonder. 8. Ottawa, Canada's elegant and cultural capital. Ottawa is a clean, green, and well-organized city where historic architecture meets modern culture. The Parliament buildings dominate the cityscape, built in Gothic Revival style with green copper roofs and ornate carvings. Visitors can tour inside and even watch debates in progress. The Rideau Canal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, snakes through the city. In summer, boats float gently along it. In winter, it becomes the world's largest skating rink. Around the Byward Market, cozy patios and food vendors line the cobbled streets. Museums like the Canadian Museum of History and the National Gallery are world-class, and throughout the year, the city holds festivals like Winterlude with ice sculptures or Canada Day with fireworks over Parliament Hill. 9. Toronto, a vibrant, multicultural city on the edge of the lake. Canada's largest city is alive with energy. Skyscrapers loom in the financial district, while neighborhoods like Kensington Market, Little Italy, and Greektown bring their own sights, sounds, and flavors. You can eat sushi, jerk chicken, butter chicken, and poutine all on the same street. CN Tower, one of the tallest freestanding structures in the world, has a glass floor you can stand on, and an edge walk for thrill seekers to walk outside at 356 meters above ground. Nearby, the Ripley's Aquarium, Royal Ontario Museum, and Art Gallery of Ontario offer world-class exhibitions. Take a ferry to the Toronto Islands and escape the city bustle. On the islands, you'll find beaches, bike paths, gardens, and stunning skyline views, just a 10-minute ride from downtown. 10. Killarney Park. Pristine beauty where silence reigns and colors explode. Killarney is a remote, untouched stretch of wilderness known for its pink granite mountains, blue lakes, and white quartzite ridges. The water is so clear it looks like glass, reflecting the sky and surrounding forests like a mirror. The park is a favorite of artists, especially the Group of Seven, famous Canadian painters who were inspired by the area. You can paddle across lakes like OSA Lake, hike the steep and rewarding Crack Trail, or simply relax beside a quiet bay with no one around. In autumn, the forest erupts into color. Fire-red maples, gold birches, and deep green pines. At night, you'll hear wolves howling and see the Milky Way arcing over the still waters.